In 1864, Baker University was nothing more than a single stone building in the middle of the prairie, and yet, on the other side of the world, the foundations of its future chapel were already being laid. About 130 miles north of London, in the small village of Sproxton, England, a man named John Coy was funding the construction of a Methodist chapel. Once completed, it would serve congregants for over 100 years. Since the community was so small, the chapel couldn't sustain its own clergy. Instead, lay pastors, such as Alfred Roberts, would travel from nearby towns on the weekends to preach. The community carried on for much of the 20th century, but by the late 1980s, the congregation numbered just 3 people, and the church closed its doors. On the other side of the Atlantic, Baker University's 27th president, Daniel Lambert, was looking to revive religious life on campus. In 1990, he sent a request to Dr. Dean Bevan, a Baker professor of English who was teaching at Harlexton Manor at the time, and told him to be on the lookout for a boarded-up church that would fit in well on the Baker campus. Only 8 miles away from Harlexton, Dr. Bevan stumbled upon Mr. Coy's abandoned chapel. Negotiations began immediately. After reassuring the community that the chapel would be more than just a tourist attraction and would be used for weekly chapel services, the people of Sproxton and the British Methodist Church agreed to sell the building to Baker University. Moving a chapel brick by brick across the Atlantic and reassembling it would not be an easy or cheap process, so President Lambert knew he would need some philanthropic help. He reached out to Robert R. Osborne, banker and real estate broker, to assist with the project. When Mr. Osborne was first approached about the chapel, he asked for time to think about it. Eventually, he agreed that if the university would name the chapel in honor of his recently deceased wife, he would pay for the entire project. And that's how the university received his generous gift of $1 million to move the Clarice L. Osborne Memorial Chapel from Sproxton, England, to Baldwin City, Kansas. On May 29, 1995, the people of Sproxton held one last service in their chapel. In attendance was Baker CFO David Pittman. The next day, deconstruction began. The process of boxing up and shipping the chapel was so extensive, it created a cardboard and sawdust shortage in the area. The first crates arrived in Baldwin City in August of '95, and on the 29th of that same month, the first chapel service inside Osborne Chapel was held. A few months later, the chapel was formally dedicated with a ceremony attended not only by Mr. Osborne, but by Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the UK.
Welcome to Baldwin City. We're delighted you're here.
Thatcher had a connection to the chapel, as she had visited it with her father, Alfred Roberts, when he led services there in the 1920s. Today, the chapel has seen not only countless services, but also weddings, ceremonies, community events, and more. It stands both as an exquisite landmark on Baker's campus and as a stunning symbol of Baker's connection to the Methodist tradition and the Christian faith.